What's up guys, XRP here with another XRP update. Like and sub if you want daily crypto news. Let's dive right into this video, one take and uncut. We're going to kick things off going over the XRP price chart and then finish the video up with some rapid fire news. Okay, so we are on one of the most unpopular charts. This is called the monthly. We have XRP in the US dollar on Poloniex because this has the longest history or period of historical data. Notice, even from the wick from this period when XRP was well under half a penny back in the day in 2017 and beforehand, we did in fact blast off well over, at least on the Poloniex chart, over 90,000% is an increase when we did reach and create that new all-time high of XRP well above $3. The highest exchange did in fact show XRP hitting a price of $3.84. Now, what can we see here? Well, overall, again, we don't expect history to repeat per se, but we do in fact believe it could rhyme, especially with all this news coming to this culmination point, this boiling point. Bitcoin going from, hundreds of dollars years ago, and it is sitting at what, well over $50,000 today. I don't know if we can really count anything out. I'm not going to give you a price limitation because that is in fact a price prediction. Notice on the monthly, we have this beautiful giant cup being formed in a multi-year bear market, okay? People said XRP is a scam, it's not going anywhere, blah, 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 blah. They said the same thing about Bitcoin. So try to keep an open mind despite your beliefs. Notice we have the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, the purple, cutting up here, doing a golden cross, and of course, creating a parabolic move to the upside that did align with the bull market, and of course, with Bitcoin going up exponentially as well. So we have the 9 EMA and the 21. I know the 21 is one of the most popular indicators, but I do like the 9 specifically, applying it to the monthly and weekly timeframes. It has been a very, very helpful guide for me. Now, so we finally blasted up. Of course, it's kind of hard to gauge where the price would go if you've never seen it come up to these levels. But why am I bullish right now during, obviously, this period, specifically 2021? Well, we have history kind of repeating per se. We have this massive cup and of course another golden cross. Yes, we had the crazy crash with SEC news and now we are starting to move up. And even right here, sitting right below the 9 EMA on a monthly. Now, we can kind of look at the RSI and see how it moved, at least, in the past. And we can see right here, we did in fact pierce, and then it was just followed by a bullish continuation to the upside, piercing through the purple, coming all the way up, finally cooling off, and then even getting that next leg up later on. Well, we can see the same thing now. We kind of had the fake out here. Coming back to retest it, will we in fact blast off through this level once and for all and go well beyond $2, of course, and ideally create a new all-time high? We're looking at assets that already have done this and are leading the way, so to speak, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and these are on macro timeframes. This is not just guessing, throwing fibs on a 30-minute time frame, which can, work from time to time, but fibs do not lie on these macro timeframes. So this is what I'm excited for on a monthly basis. I don't sweat the small stuff because it's all small stuff. I'm not worried about these little pullbacks or back tests at 80 cents or $1. I will just use that period to accumulate. And if you're a bear, you have my full respect. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to optimize your buys, but I will not be selling my XRP at $1.38 and trying to buy back lower. To me, I have come this far. I'm not willing to gamble. If we do, in fact, do any backtester, I'm going to use that as a buying opportunity. I'm not here to gamble my long-term holds. That's my personal choice, guys, so please decide for yourselves. Let's actually pull up a double screen, and we'll pull up Ethereum right here on the monthly using Bitfinex. Now notice, we just have this cup and handle. I've gone over this, and just really a double bottom on the macro time frame, followed by a golden cross right there in a bullish continuation. And what did it do? It created a new high, passing this peak, the previous peak of ETH around that $1,400 price point. And of course, we can see the RSI on the monthly, and we'll compare it to XRP. Now, this does not mean that XRP follows suit the same way, but of course, when you essentially combine TA with the fundamentals and understand Flare Networks is going live, understanding the tokenomics and the actual demand for XRP, then you see the trends in the essentially the projections of year-over-year growth for RippleNet, and then you have the privacy features for the XRP ledger, then you have potential XRP relistings, then you have, of course, the SEC settlements. It becomes kind of clear so you can understand what I'm betting on currently. Okay, now let's actually pull this up. We see this cup. And ideally, the double bottom right here for ETH is right there. Well, XRP, it does rhyme. It is a little bit different. And of course, it is not perfect by any means. So we can see we are finally coming up to this point. Do I think we break through once and for all after all of this noise and consolidation is over? Yes, I really, really do. And that is where I see XRP creating a new all-time high once and for all. So we're really watching this. The MACD, everything's prime in position. We'll see how the stock RSI, the stochastic, actually does and performs. But now let's actually do something a little bit different and a little bit bit unorthodox. So instead of doing fibs and we're going to go swing high, swing low to the wicks, we're actually going to do it on the candle body closure. I know this is unpopular, but I want to see it on the macro time frame looking on the monthly. So we're going to do ETH approximately its all-time high for that 2-month period. And we're going to go to the bottom and just sit right there, okay? So we're comparing where we are, and we're actually en route, blasting through the 1618 and the 2. And what does the 4.236 show? Anywhere from, let's just say, $4,500. So I know many people and analysts do have targets, of course, showing ETH to potentially hit 5K to 10K this bullish cycle. If that happens, oh baby, I'm going to be so bullish for the assets like XRP that are behind in the pattern, and even other assets that are around this period. This is a time, of course, it's not like every asset goes straight up, but FYI, this is the bull run. We just went through several years of essentially torture, I'll say, to make sure I don't swear or anything. But look at this. So now let's do the same thing. Candle body closure up here around, $2 per XRP. We actually essentially hit it, but we need to finally break through once and for all. We're going to go down to the, right here, that most recent low. And look, we're right around, the 618, 702, 786 in this region. So hypothetically, and there's dozens of other assets that are doing this. We can even see like Monero, where it's like around here on the monthly. You can go through a bunch of them. And we can see that ETH is creating a new all-time high and it keeps running. Okay, this is on the monthly. It's not about tomorrow. Hey, it pulled back 30%. Are we wrong? No. When in doubt, zoom out. Is any structure fundamentally broken? We have an ascending channel right here on the move. Will XRP do the same thing? Yes. And yet again, when XRP moves, it moves, and we always know. So ideally, if XRP were to finally blast through that, what does that show? Blasting through the 2, right around that level, we're talking about a $4 XRP creating a new all-time high. And what happens? Well, there's multiplier effects. We've heard David Schwartz and many people talk about this. When XRP gets more liquidity and when it reaches a higher price, it is essentially more liquid. It can send more money or higher values with less XRP, making it more liquid. And when it's more liquid, it is a lot more enticing to be used for mass adoption, as we know. So we've heard the projections, not to get hypey or moonboyish, but I know you guys have heard about XRP at $3, $20, $120, etc. And that is just one single example. Okay? Yet again, I know many analysts have even shown other projections, playing with this. Of course, we can kind of make the 236 the top and kind of gauge where XRP would be if it followed that crazy impulse level that other assets are doing that are in a complete league of their own, like Theta, Luna, etc. So we can see using the 236, and then we'll actually lower this and go wick to wick. And keep in mind, perspective, guys, XRP on what was that, April, like during the March crash, we were at this wick shows Poloniex about 10 cents, 11 cents, 12 cents. We'll say 15 cents because that's most of us didn't really buy. Like I got a little bag at 12 cents, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just say it was well below 15 cents. Well, guess what? You know how we were all extremely confident during that time, still making videos, the community was small, and most people only believe when prices were high? Us lunatics believed in it when very few did. We were confident when XRP was at 11 cents that XRP would absolutely hit $1 again. Because we zoomed out, we understood that this was just making a crazy I almost said triangle, and it was eventually going to break out. And you know how we had that conviction? Well, I feel the same level of confidence thinking XRP at $10 plus as I did when XRP was 11 cents. FYI, same type of thing could apply. And our job is extremely simple. I'm not trading leverage. I'm simply buying, holding, and waiting. What do the most successful investors do in the world? Well, they all say, and I've watched interviews, even on like Real Vision Finance, I love that channel. And there was a billionaire, and all he said was this: I buy things with the intention to sell them at a higher price later on. And I know it sounds so cliche, it's so simple, but sometimes the most profound things, the most complex, methods are extremely simple. And that's what geniuses can really do, is make them as simple as possible. So let's see what the 4.236 extension would be. $50 to $60 per XRP. And of course, I know this is sloppy. And as prices keep printing and charting, we can actually create new all-time highs, see the retracement levels, and further gauge the next impulses. So I hope you guys understand why I'm excited. Anyways, let's get into the rapid fire news. To kick things off, we are going to be talking about OMFIF briefly, the official monetary and financial institutions forum. Notice with teams in London, Singapore, and the US, really kind of the big financial capitals, forward-thinking spaces of blockchain adoption, specifically Singapore. I should not include the US in forward-thinking for blockchain tech, but again, I do hope that they are still a leader in the space. I just want adoption. I want financial inclusion for all, and that is what I want out of this. Now, we can see London, Ripple has offices. Singapore, Ripple has offices. US, Ripple has offices. No surprise. And this is just a massive think tank focusing on central banking, economic policy, and public investment with investable assets of up to $39.5 trillion. And now the verbiage here at the heart of this network does make me think of that same verbiage that Task Group said about Ripple. Wink, wink. Now we're going to move on. And of course, OMFIF, well, what's the big deal about them? Well, as we recall, we even have the CEO of Algorand speaking in a few days on April 28th to the 29th. So excited to tune into that. You guys can see the list of speakers right here if you want to dive into this as well. This is all on Twitter as well. So we have the CEO of Algorand right here, even Cypherium, etc. So no surprise. And I did actually want to share, where is it? Right here. You guys remember when I posted this back in, let's see, March 19th. So we can see, showing OMFIF, and remember, Ripple and Algorand's deep ties and connections to this massive think tank. Let's just check it out right here, Symposium Partners, and we have Ripple as a DMI member, and then we have a Symposium partner, Algorand. Not surprised one bit. Of course, I probably should have just highlighted every single one and kind of gave a little synopsis of their connections. You know, Finality, Fnality, Algorand, Novi, Facebook. Of course, you guys are familiar with them. You know, SDX, the SIX company out of Switzerland, HSBC, RippleNet. I really hope they start using XRP for settlement someday. Let's see, Bittrex, ING, RippleNet, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Ripple, Cypherium, etc. So just wanted to point that out. We'll keep moving here. We have shared right here by Matthew Liny. Ripple's been working with central banks since 2014, and it has over 50 central bank customers. Many of them are using RippleNet. Yes, X-current messaging, but we want them to get over to settlements. Now, for those of you that do not know, this document came out this month, April 2021, and there are two different types of central bank digital currencies. One is a retail side, facing, you know, citizens, everyday people, you and me, and the other side is a lot bigger money. This is the wholesale side, or what they call kind of interbank transfers. So pay attention to that, where CBDC use is restricted to financial institutions, namely for these interbank transactions and financial settlements. And in this ecosystem, even, you know, $10,000 transfers are still considered micro transactions. If you go through some of the order books and talk about how big of money is being moved in a single transaction, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars, sometimes even $1 billion plus. Okay, so wanted to just kind of share and touch on this briefly. So April 2021, you know, talking about, you know, more than 60 central banks have been exploring since 2014. No surprise. And yes, this is a very rolled out approach. It does take time. We know how slow these dinosaur banks are, still leveraging a correspondent banking network that was built before the internet was built. We're talking 40, 50 years plus. That sounds hilarious to me. So yes, we have the internet of information. We can email, we can send pictures, we can send video to our friends in other countries instantaneously, but we cannot do that with the value, at least on the settlement layer. So I'm not talking, because they still have to settle on the back end when you're using a credit card, when you're, you know, wiring money in the bank, or you see your money via Venmo in a transaction. That's literally just at face value. They still have to settle those funds on the back end. And this is why it is so inefficient. That's why there's still fees, couple percentage fees or whatever, basis points. That's ridiculous. Payments should approach real time and, of course, RTP, but also approach like near zero in terms of cost. So absolutely ludicrous. And this is why I'm going to keep singing this from the rooftops and posting YouTube videos, because XRP is one of those technologies that can change the game. And I'm not talking about in a few ways. I'm talking about ticking off the boxes in terms of counterparty risk, in terms of completely democratizing finance. So I'm going to keep screaming it. People will still doubt it. XRP will be at $10 plus, and then it'll start getting more attention, just like Bitcoin was when it was at $10, $100, $1,000. And what do you know? Today we're at 50K plus per BTC. Okay? So I want to move to my next point now. So right here, guys, this is Santiago Velez. Now, when this man talks, I shut up, I listen, I try to watch any interview that he's a part of. I do like his new profile picture, by the way. And if you guys want to check out Real Vision Finance, Google his name and watch his videos right now. And why I like him so much is not only because, of course, he pays very close attention and speaks highly of XRP and QNT, two of my favorite holds, but he's a pragmatist. He doesn't get caught up in the tribalism. He doesn't get caught up in the ideals. He focuses on things, like a pragmatist does, solely from practical applications. And he just posted this recent blog that was posted by daml.com. This is Daml. And we can see some of the huge players involved in this. And of course, Daml right here is a programming language to build full stack dApps, distributed applications for DLT, blockchain, or databases in a matter of days. So I pay close attention to this. Corda, of course, by R3. We know SBI is a huge shareholder of R3 and Ripple. So whether Ripple focuses on the low value payments first and then starts expanding, awesome. We also have R3, and we know Corda is agnostic. Agnostic. Remember, Ripple's a protocol. Agnostic. Quant. Agnostic. Like, do you pay attention to these technologies that are being built to actually allow open banking and open transfers? Like, this is what's important. So NASDAQ, Accenture, ASX, SGX, BNP Paribas, France, ISDA, Broadridge, like on and on and on. VMware, I should name every single one, but nonetheless, we're going to keep moving. Hyperledger, no surprise. Okay, so just to speed through this, it's a development framework for creating systems of record that securely connect across business processes and data boundaries while retaining privacy, guaranteeing data integrity, and enforcing strict authorization. Now, yes, this isn't sexy, this isn't fun to look at because everybody wants to talk about price, but if you realize what is happening and what is being built in front of us, this is what's important, and this is why when prices come back 20% or 30%, you're not scared out. Those that actually sharpen their sword in this market, meaning leveling up your knowledge and understand what's being built here instead of just watching price predictions, are going to understand and stick around. Those that, are solely here and focus on price, yeah, you can make it, you can do well, but I'm telling you, the research has really helped me just stay, cold-blooded, composed, even when we had that March 2020 crash, which was terrifying. If you didn't do your research, people probably sold and now they're buying back at higher prices. That's not our style. Notice, they've raised $120 million to tackle the heart of the problem. Okay, so we're going to be paying attention to this, the Series D funding, and see the, actual players involved right here. And I've kind of gone through their website, of course. You can see, Amazon's Quantum Ledger database, Hyperledger, all the big names in this ecosystem. So now, right here, Leonidas, one of the best researchers in this community. Look at this. SBI Remit CEO, currently, by using Ripple's technology platform, our strength is cheaper and more convenient money transfer, Our strength is cheaper and more convenient money transfer fees than banks' money transfer services. So this is actually translated from Vietnamese, and notice right on their website, linked right here if you guys want to see for yourselves. This is what I call a researcher. Be sure to visit his website. It is xrparcade.com to learn all kinds of things about XRP, Ripple, banks, etc. Next, we have XRP Stewart. Just retweeting Chris Larson, executive chairman's tweet actually right here talking about Earth Day, and obviously, from an energy perspective, this is going to be a focus, guys. I know, proof of work is cool and people understand, kind of generating electricity in order to validate transactions. I get it, but it doesn't mean we can't find better ways, more efficient ways to do things. I have nothing against Bitcoin. I'm just saying, from the energy side, from the transaction side, from the efficiency side, XRP is a lot better positioned to solve in terms of kind of like transactions for the interbank wholesale level as well. So notice the XRP ledger, in quotes, has been using federated consensus to validate transactions and secure its public ledger for almost 9 years. That's something that banks would adopt, not something that comes out of nowhere and has 1 year of trials. We're talking something that's already been tested by the top central banks, or piloted at the very least. Now it's closed 62 million ledgers plus without downtime. That means it's validated transactions that many times. And of course, you can go to a variety of websites. This is ripple.com/XRP. All ledgers closed without issue since inception. We're at 63,189,095. So it just, ticked up again. You can watch that ticking all day long. 96, it just keeps going. So this is something that I believe is robust and ready for adoption. And obviously, we've already sent over $2 billion in notional value for live financial institutions. Yet, nobody's paying attention. Okay? So, and uses the energy equivalent of just 50 US homes per year. We're not talking that of a small country. And FYI, okay, so what if some of the banking models don't use as much energy like as a small country? Maybe I still think the XRP ledger is much more efficient. And guess what? In terms of cost, scalability, everything else, it is just a no-brainer. It is already carbon neutral. Now, if you listen to the UK's financial minister, what have they said? They're focusing on getting these tier 1 banks and even HSBC to be carbon neutral and, have some net zero goals. XRP Ledger teamed up with who? Energy Web. So pay attention to this, guys. Anybody that's teaming up with XRP Ledger Foundation or Ripple, I'm paying very close attention to them. And EWT is part of my holds. It's just a long-term hold because I want to support the ecosystem. Okay? So we went through that. Now, to finish things up, so we have Wrath Economan, bullish piece about Ripple on the NASDAQ site. Nothing deep, just kind of talking about where things stand now. Talking about XRP price too, and it's titled, "The Ripple is winning its SEC battle. Do not forget the business." Very interesting, and of course, remember this has been on Yahoo Finance forever. This is the Ripple XRP Liquidity Index. You can see the ticker right there. $1.39 XRP right there. We even have Ethereum, Bitcoin, no surprise, but this has been, I believe, on the website for a couple years at this point, and I know people still kind of post it, but this has been here for quite some time. It's not something that just came out last month. It's been here for a couple years at this point, so just wanted to share that right on Yahoo Finance, so pretty cool. Next, we have XRP_store. This is the way, and yes, my view is biased, guys, so please take that with a grain of salt. I own XRP, I research it. Could I be wrong? Yes. Do I think I'm going to be wrong? Absolutely not. I'm very confident in XRP. And we can see if XRP was a dud, it could have been, destroyed years ago. Why are they looking to regulate it now? Well, if we ideally get settlements, we're going to finally smash that glass ceiling once and for all. Notice the new SEC chair, Gary Gensler, and the options. They can either choose settlement with Ripple and XRP is not a security, or they can actually lose the lawsuit against Ripple and XRP is not a security. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video.